So, I think I've had this conversation with you already, but not on the podcast. Like, how did the whole lockdown coronavirus affect you with your dancing? Because I
Mm,
know, because we had this conversation, but I kind of want to share it because I think where you were before and where you are now is really inspiring, and I think people deserve to hear it.
yeah. So when this whole thing let loose, the virus and the quarantine happened, it was like major lifestyle change for me because I was so used to like this is my life pre-virus. Yeah, pre-virus.
I
It was
say pre-Rona.
pre-Rona. Let's do that. Pre-Rona. And I was going to school every day. Like I would have full schedule of school. Then I would either have a rehearsal for Versatile or a rehearsal for Liz or a rehearsal for Kinesis, the season
Oh
show.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. Damn.
for the show. And yeah, so it was either that or like I was always doing something. I was always dancing. You know, it was always classes, eat somewhere, find a way to eat, more classes.
Find a way to eat. Don't starve.
Don't starve. Remember to eat. Rehearsal. It could be like a Liz rehearsal on a Wednesday or something. I don't know. Then the next day, classes. A rehearsal for a show that we're doing for school. Then Versatiles on Fridays and then Sundays. You know, so I was always dancing. I was always moving.
Yeah.
I would go to school like around, let's say 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning. I would not come back to home until like 1 in the morning.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I hang out with friends at night because that's our only free time. That's our only free time to really have a social life of some sort.
Yeah, that reminds me of much of my early feminist days. After rehearsal, just hang out.
Hang out because that's really like the only time you can.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was very much so like that every day, and especially with 2020, the year started. There was a lot of things going on, like events and stuff like that I had planned out, especially with Liz's 2020 vision. And like everything, like we had all these plans. We're like, yeah, we're gonna do this and blah blah blah. Yeah, it's gonna be so cool. Then everything was just like, nope, we're gonna shut down everything. And then that's when it was just like, I have to be at home all the time. And at first, it was just very like, yes, I get to rest. I get to sleep more. But then I got tired of it after like 2 days or 3 days of it. I was just like, because it was just like, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. Classes are in Zoom, but we're not really meeting up. It's just mainly assignments.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't even like see, except for my stats class. I hated it. I was, but who cares about stats? Anyways, props to the statisticians, whatever they are. Statisticians.
Statisticians?
Yeah. Yeah, those people. But it became very much so like stuck. I felt very stuck in the beginning, like the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It was very stuck, and you couldn't see anybody, and you couldn't really like, the only means of conversation was through FaceTime or whatever it is, but that gets old very quickly, and you're just like, wow, like, because then internet's cutting off or whatever, or like something's going on, and you're like, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, like it was just a sudden life change, and then then anxiety hits, and you're just like, oh my gosh. The household that I live in, it's like very much so, I don't have my own room, you know, it's a 1 bedroom, and you know, we live with other people and stuff like that. And so there's no means of privacy of any occasion, you know. So you're always like, the minute you wake up, it's automatically same routine every day. Get breakfast, whatever, sit down, but you can't even like walk a lot anywhere. Like having like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just very much routine. Like, okay, get up, go over here, then over here. That's it. Stay there for like a few hours. Go over here because you got to use the bathroom. Then come back. It's very much so like, it's like routine that you just plays on every single day, and you're just like,
yeah. It sounded like your previous routine was very like even your pre-Rona. You had a routine, but it was a routine filled with variety.
Variety, yeah. It's like I understood that these things were scheduled, but it was just very different. You know, you're able to go outside, you're able to travel this, and they complain how far it is to get there, you know. But for me, it was just like boop, boop, boop. Yeah. And then and I had a hard time dealing with that because I was just like tired. I was just tired, and I didn't want to like talk to anyone, but I had to talk, you know. And then like, and then that's why I always like say I really appreciate Diego being there, because he would stay up at night with me just to talk. Even though if he had like work in the morning, we would stay up till like 3 just to talk, because I didn't have I can't talk to anybody during the daytime really. So that's why this is rare for me. It's usually I have to like mute all the time, even if we're in conversation. I have to mute because there's so much going on in my household that nobody knows about. Like you can hear everything going down, like loud conversations, you know. So there's not really that much space and time for myself, kind of thing. So yeah, so the only time I do have is at night. It's late at night when everybody goes to sleep. But I have to be very, very quiet and very, very mindful of like banging and stuff like that. You have to be very quiet. I still do have to. That's still my time to myself. But yeah, it was very difficult, and especially in that beginning, I would actually have Diego on FaceTime during the day too. Even if we weren't talking, he was on FaceTime with me, because I don't know, it was just that difficult.
It's nice emotional support.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Because that's what my girlfriend, she lives, you met her this past Sunday. You met her in real life too. She lives in New Jersey, so we sometimes just co-work, but we just have each other on Google Hangout, and we're just co-working.
Just hang out.
Just to kind of and feel each other's presence in a sense.
Yeah, and that was for me, especially in the beginning. But yeah, that was tough. Like I was anxiety. Like I don't think I ever felt anxiety as high as I did during those times, because that was when I was just like, suddenly I would just end up crying at night, and I'm just like, why am I crying? Like, I don't like this feeling. I don't like this feeling. Get me out of here.
How did you start like working your way out of out of it, so to speak, or how did you start adapting? That's okay.
How did I start working out of it? I think this is the time where school's already like ending, like classes are ending and stuff like that. But I still had to keep up with that, you know. It was cool doing those school online, mainly because like the dance classes that I had, we would have to like send our videos to dance. So there were moments of like, okay, this is fine, you know. How I started getting out of it is, can't really put a pinpoint on time, but I just know.
Or what were the steps? Like, what did you do? Like, how did you start shifting every day, or even a perspective shift? Because I still feel like a lot of people may still find themselves in a very similar position. Like they feel stuck, but maybe it was like something they did differently. Was it something you did differently every day? Was it a realization? You know what I mean?
I started really doing solo sessions. Yeah, the moments where. This is when I started establishing a time within my family and be like, hey, I'm going to dance during this time. Can you please not walk across the living room or walk across this little pathway we have?
Yeah, because if you walk there, you're going to get the hit.
Yeah, you walk there. It just destroys my whole mojo. That's it. But I have to stop.
So that's really cool. Yeah, keep going.
I started doing those solo sessions. I was like, you know what? I need to dance somehow. I need to train somehow. You know, we've been still doing training with Versatile every Sunday, but obviously in the beginning it was just they were still figuring it out too, you know, so it wasn't really as hardcore as it used to be. So I started like, you know what, I need to not allow myself to be engulfed in this feeling, because we're going to be in this for a long time, you know. There's no sign of it getting better so soon. So I was like, you know what, I need to do something about this. So I needed to take initiative and just give myself time, even if I need to make some modifications of some things. So I started doing sessions and stuff like that, and doing those little online classes like with Mob. Well, Mob HQ, we're doing those online sessions. And
Shout
those
out to
really
Mob
fun.
and J. Chris.
Yeah. Those classes, man, they were helping me so much. And then that's when I stumbled upon Randy's post that she was going to do a floor work program via Zoom. And I was like, this is it. I don't care how much. Let me do this. Like, I have to do this. Because, like, I feel like you need to change your perspective, especially if it's a sudden life change, you know? Yeah, go ahead and have those moments of anxiety or sadness or whatever it is, or those, like, those desires that we all want. But eventually, when you allow yourself to just stay in that, you're doing more harm to yourself, you know? You can complain all you want, you know, but that doesn't do anything. So that's when I was like, all right, Rosie, we got to do something about this. We got to. Because, like it or not, for better or worse, we're in the situation. So let's just make the best of it. So that's whenever, there's a lot of cons to this position that we're in, but there's a lot of pros too. Because I've been taking a lot of classes from teachers and from people that I never thought I would ever take classes, you know, because of the whole time situation pre-Rona. You know, because my schedule was so busy, I was never going to be able to take Randy's class. I was never going to be able to take Jesse Sykes' class, waiver. I was never going to do all these things. So when I saw that post that she made, I was like, this is my opportunity, and I'm going to take it. You know? And there's so many opportunities that are there, but people can't see it because they just think, I'm at home. This is annoying to me. I can't do it. You know, so they already shut off that opportunity, you know. So that's how I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this. And it's been a great decision that I've made because I've just been opened up to so much more movement and even more time to dance, you know. And now I'm doing another program with Devious that I'm going to start training today after this. I'm excited. It's popping. And yeah, so I feel like with this whole Rona thing going on, it sucks, yeah, but take advantage of it, you know, because I feel like eventually we're gonna get out of this. So this is the time to really do what we want to do. Like if you need that rest, take that rest. But if you want to take those classes that you've been saying like, oh, I wish I could take this person's class, go take it. They're offering these privates, they're offering these times or whatever it is. And of course, I don't know anybody's situation, but it's like, don't have that conversation with yourself and don't allow yourself to be a victim of this whole thing. Because I see that a lot. Still to this day, I see a lot of people being like, I just don't feel like it and nothing's the same. And I just want to get out of here and see my friends and all that stuff. And it's like, oh, boo-hoo. Yeah, guess what? We all want to do that, but we can't. So it's time to get the reality check and do something about it. Yeah. And like I've seen people that have taken these opportunities, and I've seen a lot of people that I had so much hope for that they were gonna like continue working hard, but they just like fell down and fell short. And it's like, man, like you could have kept going if you really, really wanted to. Yeah,
I feel like this whole thing, because you shared so much fucking wisdom. I love it. It's going to be a lot of micro content for you. So, like,
thanks. Well, I made it.
It's gonna. I made it, Mom. You're going to be your own inspirational meme. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think like while everyone's 2020 vision was different, I feel like, you know, life is very indifferent. There's a whole the classic saying of, when man plans, God laughs.
Yeah.
So and then
that's so true.
2020 is definitely that. And then instead of like and I've said this so many times, like 2020 vision isn't so much like what your vision of like what you're gonna achieve, but it's like 2020 vision of, I feel like, looking into yourself and a society as a whole, getting the clarity so we can, I guess, approach the upcoming vision. Because if we move forward without addressing ourselves as a society, it's like we're only doomed to go backwards. Yeah. And especially with people coming home and having nothing to do, I still see it as an opportunity for people to, as you shared, for people to lean in on the hobbies they've forgotten, the passions they forgot, spend time with their family, even triple down on their self-care, whatever it is that's speaking to them.